I just got back from HubSpot's inbound event in San Francisco, and it's huge, massive, thousands of people. And there's one big thing that everyone was talking about, and of course, that's AI. In fact, Colin Jost, who was the comedian there from SNL, he had really no context on what HubSpot actually was. He probably knew it was a marketing summit of sorts, but he calls out and starts reading all of these keynote headlines, and they're all very corporate-y titles, and AI was used throughout most of them. And then he reads a few of them off the list, and he's like, what does that even mean? Basically making fun of all of these like marketing terms or corporate language that just goes over the normal person's head, someone who's not in marketing. And it was pretty funny. But yeah, with all this AI talk at Inbound's event, every marketing leader or founder, every creative should take note, is that AI is not here to replace us. It's here to become our resource, a collaborator, and an assistant. And as AI creates more noise on the internet, online, offline, with the content it's producing, people are going to crave more human, authentic storytelling even more. And that's our edge. That's where the future of marketing is headed. So I'm going to show you and break down my biggest takeaways from Inbound and what AI actually means for all of us, how to adapt without fear, and why your best growth strategy still comes down to one thing: telling meaningful stories. Okay, let's jump in. Let's start with the obvious. AI definitely did dominate the stage in San Francisco, from content generation to data analysis to HubSpot's all these product updates, basically, and how revolutionary they're making it seem. Every keynote had some kind of AI angle, and I get it. It's exciting, it's powerful, but it also freaks people out a little bit. Maybe more so people out of this room who are not embracing it near as much, or who just kind of want to avoid this as a trend. Now, I get it. The question everyone keeps asking is, will AI replace marketers? Will it replace my job? And here's what I can confidently tell you after Inbound: no, it will not. AI isn't replacing the why behind your content. It's not replacing strategy. It's not replacing purpose. It's not replacing the authentic connection. So what it is going to do, and what is going to provide you, is leverage, speed, scale. So think about it. AI can, sure, draft copy faster, edit video clips in seconds, analyze engagement data instantly, and give you insights that are really beneficial. It can also help brainstorm content hooks. But what it can't do is decide your brand's purpose, your main why. It can't live your values. It can't create content that feels like a handwritten note from a friend. And that's where humans win, and they always will win here. When you can make your copywriting, your video content, every interaction you have with your audience and your paying customers, if you can make it feel like a handwritten note, knowing that it came from a human and it has those moments of imperfections, then people will recognize that, hey, this is real. It's not just generated from some robot in the ether. I can feel like someone's trying to reach me on a human level. And the more AI noise we're going to get out there, I do feel like there's going to be a pendulum swing. Not that, of course, AI is going to be there in a massive way now into the future, but the pendulum swing is going to come back to people's desire to connect with a real human. I am very convinced on how effective AI voice, AI imagery, AI copywriting is getting to make it sound more human. Granted, it still is overly polished at times, but I'm still not convinced, and I don't know if I ever will be, to be honest. I'm a little I'm not optimistic on it, on how effective AI video will be. It may give some short-term wins as far as ad creative and whatnot, but people are going to be able to read through the BS. There may be moments that they're hoodwinked and AI can truly convince them or tell a message, but there is something to be said around the direct human involvement, the creativity and storytelling that only can exist from human-generated content. So keep that in mind. How can you put humans back into your content? And one of my favorite takeaways from Inbound was that as AI creates more content, audiences are going to crave more connection. I hit on this a little bit already because they don't just want polished assets. They want content that feels real, a little imperfect, or a lot imperfect, maybe relatable, and definitely human. So they want to know, love, and trust the brands that they interact with, online, offline. And that means that the brands that will win in this next era of marketing and brand building aren't the ones that are using the fanciest AI stack. They're the ones who use AI as a backstage assistant while keeping the spotlight on human-created storytelling. And at Content Supply, this is our why. We exist to help brands tell more meaningful stories because content is the only way a message can become a movement. And that's our North Star. And Inbound really confirmed that for us. So more than ever, people are going to be buying into brands that feel authentic, consistent, and not just efficient. Efficient meaning done with AI. What do we do with all of this? How do we actually put it into practice for our marketing efforts? Here's what I shared with my team after Inbound. Now, here's our order of priority for content. We want to first focus on social. This is where the initial hook or connection can take place on platforms like YouTube and LinkedIn. That's where our ICP, or our ideal customer profile, of marketing leaders, CMOs, and founders are paying attention. And that's where our content should hit first. Then newsletters. So email is still the most owned, most intimate channel, and it's where we can build deeper trust. Then podcasts are huge, solo or interview episodes where we go deeper. We invite our customers into conversations and connect more authentically, like what Amy Poehler talked about. And yes, she was there. She has a popular podcast right now called Good Hang, where people love the authenticity and just the raw storytelling and humor and relatability that comes from her and her guests. Blogs really at the bottom of the list because almost everyone's blog, it feels like, is being written by AI, but we can repurpose everything above into SEO-rich content that keeps working for us long after it's published. But SEO also needs a reinterpretation. Search engine optimization is still vital because that feeds into AI search optimization, but AEO, so AI search optimization, is becoming more of the norm. All these AI tools like ChatGPT are driving our search habits to exist there. In the results on those AI searches, that's where the attention is going. And that's where we need to optimize our blog, our website content there. I don't think websites are going away, despite what some people say that websites are dead. They're not. Bad websites are dead. They always have been. Invest in a quality premium website that is optimized for people to be able to find your content, your products, your services, what you offer, and especially connect to the story that you're telling. And then here's another thing that I thought was cool that we're exploring what it looks like for us is how to build out, say, a weekly content machine or your weekly content supply. So ClickUp, for example. Yes, they're a project management software that competes with Asana or Monday.com. One thing ClickUp has is their ClickUp comedy social media accounts where they're posting basically sketches that relate to the corporate world of in-office or remote teams, and they make their messaging, their storytelling super relatable. Think of it like Saturday Night Live, yet adapted to be shot from phone. So they have Monday to Friday being a framework by which they have a writer's room. Then they do scripts on Tuesday. Then by Wednesday, they're filming, they start editing, and they post. And they have multiple scripts and sketches planned out throughout the week, but they treat it like it's a TV show, like it's SNL. And by doing so, and of course, casting genuine and talented actors who are actually in-house employees, they're able to capture content that truly does stand out and is very human driven, because humans need some place to laugh. And the best laughter is not necessarily going to come from a joke that a robot gives you, but that a human gives you. And what they emphasize, so this is basically head of marketing at ClickUp, he emphasized how they purposely shoot not on some cinema camera, but on their phones. So it feels natural to the social media feeds of TikTok, of LinkedIn. So people don't swipe past thinking they're watching another ad campaign, but maybe just another post. And it becomes shareable because they're using the language of their audience and how normal people talk, or in a more silly way, honestly, a more playful way, or how the corporate language exists out there, where they're using the language, again, of their audience. The big words, the acronyms, all that funny stuff. So content supply, we are exploring how to adapt maybe a similar strategy, give it a test and see whether it does resonate. Because I love that touch of creativity and playfulness and storytelling that they're doing. So inbound was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of AI heavy content and topics. However, that's what I went there for. I wanted to see what the audience and the industry of ours was talking about and what's top of mind for them. And AI obviously is that, but the emphasis that there's really nothing to be afraid of with them replacing us, as long as we embrace how to put AI into our processes, and to not eliminate jobs per se, but just to accelerate our ability to tell better stories and to help our audience feel seen, heard, and cared about. And then, of course, the obvious that AI isn't the future, it's the present. We're experiencing it right now. The brands that will actually win are the ones who know how to use AI as a tool and not just a crutch or a backup plan. Because the more AI generated noise that does flood the internet, and is currently doing that today, the more valuable real human storytelling is going to become. So if you're a brand leader, a CMO, or a founder, then don't be afraid of AI. Use it, but keep your purpose, your story, and your humanity at the center of your efforts. That's how you'll stand out. That's how you'll grow. And that's how you'll build a brand that people actually love. Thanks for watching. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more content like this, and share your thoughts in the comments down below on your favorite takeaway from Inbound or what's trending now with AI in the industry. And remember, great content isn't just made, it's crafted to connect. Okay, we'll see you next time.